Brothers and sisters in Christ, grace and peace to you this day. It's May 1st, Friday, May 1st. Happy May Day. I'm shooting this on Thursday evening, shortly following a church council meeting of Good Shepherd. I come to you for a second update on the COVID-19 process as it relates to our mission and ministry together as a congregation, and specifically this day as it relates to our worship life together. On Tuesday, April 28th, Governor Burgum introduced what's known as the North Dakota Smart Restart process and program. Now, among this is a process that will help enable businesses to get back together and get started and open. It also impacts the way congregations will think about gathering again for larger activities like worship. As you know, Good Shepherd is among one of the larger worshiping communities in the region and across the state of North Dakota. So on Thursday night, our council got together to discuss this a little bit more in detail. Not only how do we enter into the North Dakota Smart Restart program, but also how do we take the guidelines and wisdom of our bishops and put it together for who we are as Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. I use the words of one of my colleagues from a church in Iowa. He referred to it on a Facebook post to his congregation on Thursday afternoon, and he said this about in-person worship in the congregation again. He said the short answer and the short update is hopefully soon, but not quite yet. Hopefully soon, but not quite yet. You see, part of the governor's plan is a three-phase process that we walk through as communities like Good Shepherd. The first phase we enter into when we have 14 days of no new cases, either in our community or in the region in which we serve. For us, it's Burleigh and Morton County. We have 14 days of declining cases before we enter phase one. Burleigh and Morton County are not in that phase yet. Many parts of our synod are, but Burleigh and Morton County are not among them. Phase two in the plan is that there's no evidence of a rebound, so no evidence of new cases and increasing cases in satisfying a gating criteria for a second time. I think we're a ways away from that in Burleigh and Morton County, but we continue to hold that in prayer. Phase three in the Smart Restart process is no evidence of a rebound and satisfy a gating criteria for a third time. Our church council met on Thursday night on April 29th to discuss both the bishop's letter and the North Dakota Restart program as it relates to Good Shepherd further. They joined together in supporting the decision that we've made to this point, which is this emerging and beautiful online community. We're beginning to even call it Good Shepherd's online campus, because people are being impacted and touched in states across the United States by the work being done when we worship together online each Sunday, when we engage in church school activities and ministries, Bible studies, and the variety of other things that God is doing in and through us in these days. Bishop Walwerby from the Eastern North Dakota Synod and Bishop Zelmer from our Synod offer this. It's important to state that just because we can meet together in person for worship does not mean that we must. And so for the time being, we'll continue to gather for worship every Sunday at 8:30 and 9:45 as we have for the last 6 or 8 weeks. We'll continue to do that. Council will reevaluate that later in the month of May, and hopefully sometime soon after Memorial Day, after we enter into phase one or even into phase two of the Smart Restart process, we can open up and joyfully celebrate worship together once again. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to one of your church council leaders or drop me an email, give me a phone call, send me a text message. I would love to visit further about it. And by all means, please know that we continue to walk together to do joyful, amazing ministry together as a congregation in these days. And for that, I am very thankful for each and every one of you. God bless, and we'll see you again on Tuesday.